back to MyView TV, the people's platform, the home of undiluted news, reviews, updates, and your daily dose of entertainment. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, leave us a comment, like, share, and subscribe.
I don't bring nobody forward in your cheer for me. Everything what you see up my natural talent. Let me tell you something. You see, when you know what to please the audience with, it's simple, me.
Wagwan, my people, hope everybody in okay, hope everybody in alright. So whole heap of people are getting them feelings right now, me talk this one now. But guess who don't care? Me, cause me talk it as it is, and I said it might be already. I remember me always tell you this. Me say what me say, me mean, and me say me not take it back. The church has lost its way. I make I say it again. The church has lost its way. And a long time the church lost its way, you know. From the church done big business, from them time there. Whole heap of boy and girl we see in our church. Yes, they worse than the gun boy and the gun girl them on road. Yeah man, me know. And if you don't believe me, listen what Wagwan now. A church Bible study teacher has been convicted for sexually assaulting a child at least 3 times, not 1, not 2, at least 3 times when she was 11-year-old. Henry Cooper. Anybody have him picture? Anybody have Henry Cooper picture? Can tell the people them which part for find this boy within the church was found guilty of rape, grievous sexual assault, and 2 counts of indecent assault in the Home Circuit Court on Monday. He is scheduled to be sentenced on June 16. How fun should have fun off this boy your head? Me I tell you the truth. The worst of the 3 incidents occurred on March 9, 2018 when Cooper raped the then 12-year-old before instructing her to perform oral sex act on him. According to evidence led during the trial by prosecutor Silene Ogilvy, an assistant director of public prosecution, the child was among 5 witnesses who gave evidence during the trial. The verdict by the 7-member jury was unanimous. Yes, why they couldn't vote for father of him head too? At the time of the sexual assault, the child was living with her foster parents, who were also leaders of the downtown Kingston church where Cooper led Bible studies for children. Cooper regularly visits the foster father, who is also a pastor of the church at the family St. Andrew home, to pray about church affairs. A little girl lived in that prayer pan. The little pit named that prayer pan. The first incident occurred in 2017 when the child was 11-year-old. Cooper went to the family home while both parents were away and touched the child on her private. The second incident occurred on March 6, 2018 while the 12-year-old child was preparing for a primary school exam and was attending an evening class at a blind tutor's house in the community. Cooper used his hand to touch the child on her private there also. Another assault came 3 days later at the home while the father was inside sleeping. Cooper, yes, Cooper, all I know him, because I had a little marble friend, went to the house and saw the 12-year-old sitting at the top of a flight of stairs. He pulled her towards him, but she told him to let go. That little part might be disturbing now, people, but I want to know if you listen. Instead, he dragged her down the stairs to a private area, pulled down the lower part of her clothing, except drawing her pants or her shirt, whatever she did have on, lean her against a wall, and forcible and sexual intercourse with the child. And on top of that, he instructed the little picnic to perform oral sex on him. No star. The child told her caregivers, you don't know them are people at church basis them are deal with. You understand? Can't go to police station make him surrender himself. March 13, 2018. Have fun, should have fun off him and tell the police them, so watch out man. Who are the same to your little girl? Them a boy show don't do that. Anyway, more news. Me say the police conference are going and guess who missile? Sleepy and Lean Mount Billy. The 2 of them have COVID. But guess what? Ron James just a blast them. One only party Ron James are going to do. That's the chairman of the Police Federation. The man come out and make couldn't know say.
The Police Federation has to be warring with our high command for certain things and proper respect and communication in relation to our welfare and well-being. And I will say it today without any fear of contradiction. On numerous occasions, we have to drag the High Command before the Police Services Commission to get things done. Does the Jamaica Constabulary Force High Command believe in the policies that they ascribe in black and white? The answer is no. Does the Jamaica Constabulary Force High Command exercise proper respect and effective communication when they seek to deviate from the policies that they create in black and white? It is no. we are saying, sir, give us back our dignity. Stop treating us as we are children of a lesser God. Bring back the semblance. We have a regulation. We have a Constabulary Force Act, and it has not been repealed. I'm happy that the minister is joining virtually. Minister, the time has come for you to tell us, the rank and file members, whether or not the Jamaica Constabulary Force is militarized secretly, because we are seeing whereas you have battalion commander, staff officer, regimental officer, and we are saying we know nothing about those ranks. Tell us the truth. Come clean with us. Our council over there, Theo Slowly, is awaiting any outcome that is adverse against us. We will not be robbed blind. We work for it. We are not begging.
Members of the Federation, delegates, I said I apologize, and although it is a cycle to overcome. I didn't want to become a super spreader. I tested positive on Saturday. I'll be looking to be fully operational by next week.
Police, stop worrying yourself. Run now, go stop clock them in them inside until they make it better for you. So all enough for you. Just wait. Wait until it happen. Anyways, more news. One whole heap of people attack. After 8 days, whole heap of people attack. And I don't want nobody mix me and say, me come and confirm the story too and say that are the cause. I don't know. I can just tell no wagwan pa wagwan. Another educator has died. She is Amosi Tomlinson, a business teacher at the Black River High School. The circumstances surrounding her death are unknown at this hour. Yes, as soon as we know, me I go tell you. Nobody no jump and say that same thing there, no. Because me I don't know if she did take a joke, we don't know if she take it or if she don't take it. But what I can confirm is this. 8 teachers has now died in the last 8 days. Something really a go on. Something really happening. But as soon as me find out, who know me I go make who know. And me find out this, so me can tell you no. The minister said the 5th wave is here. The 5th wave of the COVID.
This is based on a review of the epidemiological curves for confirmed COVID-19 cases and reproductive rates to identify the inflection point or increased cases. This inflection point for the 5th wave occurred around April 20th, 2022. The inflection point is not immediately apparent. Clearly, there is a lag effect. It takes about 2 weeks, given that the assessment involves the use of data of onset of cases. We need to allow time for presentation to the healthcare system after onset of symptoms, sampling, testing of samples, and of course, reporting.
When we look across the parishes over the last 2 weeks, when we look at the cases per population, the parishes with the highest rates, and these are locally acquired cases, these do not include imported cases, then St. James, Westmoreland, Trelawney and Hanover have had the highest rates.
Of that number, 99 were suspected among students, with 22 confirmed as positive. 8 were suspected and 7 positive were reported among teachers. Additionally, there was 1 actual case and 1 suspected reported in an independent school. For the week ending May 13th, among our students, there were 446 suspected cases and 136 actual. Among our teachers, 160 suspected and about 105 actual. In other categories, we saw 11 suspected cases and 4 actual. So in total, we had reports of 617 suspected cases and 245 actual.
So that was tough done. Watch now, people make I talk some truth and make them vex. Only thing I see the Jamaica Labour Party I do, I make them friend them get rich. I say PMP, them not much better either, you know. The only thing PMP crave over is power. Them no business about the people them. So when Angela Brown-Burke come tell them, say, yo, she and her party is urging the government not to panic and close school again in response to the 5th wave of the COVID-19 infections. I mean, no nobody feel like I make up the story. We have it on record.
One size doesn't fit all, and I do believe that a lot of those decisions need to be made at the school level in terms of what they're seeing in terms of students being infected or showing symptoms or testing positive. I think that has to be a good part of what guides them. There is a protocol already in terms of if there are cases, how you treat those cases, how you isolate those who are in contact with those persons who are positive, and so on. And I think that we have to just pay a little bit more attention to that and don't get frightened into closing down, stopping everybody from coming to school because we have found a few cases. I don't see or hear of a robust plan that indicates something different in terms of the remediation that is required for our students who are in school. Remember, not only did they lose the time that they were out for COVID, many of them before COVID were never performing at grade level. And what it means is that it's even worse. How are we making back up time for that? What is the additional resources? Because remember, based on where we are, if we don't have additional resources for that, we're not going to be able to make that out. Now, I have been surprised when the ministry had said that you didn't have to wear a mask at school. I believe it's important because you are going to be in spaces where you can't keep the required social distance. And so I think that it's important for those protocols to be maintained.
People, don't worry yourself. This audio going to be right here for a later date. Remember me tell you, right a certain day. So let's Andrew now, because you know Andrew, him know everything and have an answer for everything. This is what him have to say.
We're now in the endemic phase of the pandemic, meaning that we have to learn to live with the COVID-19 disease. We have had 2 years of managing the virus, the pandemic, and its effects. The population now knows what to do to protect themselves. It is not our posture or our position right now to seek to do anything that would disrupt the recovery and the return to normalcy. Already, there are several challenges facing the economy, facing our society, and therefore we have to maintain a posture of being resilient, being able to respond to shocks, being able to respond to crises, without causing dislocation or resorting to extreme positions of locking down.
So that was Kanjo. Watch me tell you that story before me forget again. Drive by Guana Mudvalley and one girl get shot. Yes, people, right in a St. James. But because she know that you know only people that talk about it. Me I go check on her injuries and then me I come back and make you know what one there so. And yeah, one man get shot at Riverton and in dead. The man then slap him. So don't worry yourself. Ball to ball commentary soon coming away.